is up, YouTubers? This is Kavi the Wolf Singh, and today's video is going to cover 3 different variations of the deadlift. Now, the most important thing that I'm trying to get across in these videos is proper form and technique, because I've seen so many times in the gym, especially as a personal trainer at a big chain gym, I see so many people throwing their backs out, slipping discs, herniating discs in their lower back especially. And a lot of that stuff can, for the most part, be preventable. But if you're doing it the wrong way, and you're doing it the wrong way over and over and over again, you're gonna break your body down, especially with these 3 lifts. All right, so the first exercise that we're doing today is called a rack pull. Now, when you're doing a rack pull, the reason why I really like these is because it allows you to perform, let's say, for example, a conventional deadlift, that's what we're doing today, without having to go super low to the ground. And for me, because I'm taller than the average guy, I'm about 6'1", and I have long legs. For me, if I go down too low, it's easier for me to compromise my lower back. So when we do this exercise, I'm putting the bar, or I set the rack so that I start the bar a little bit above my knee. Not below, but a little bit above. Now, what I'm doing to keep I'm gonna try and keep my spine in a neutral position is I'll take my chin and I'm going to, you can call it double chinning or chin tucking. So tuck that chin back and in place. When you do that, I don't want you to like super hard, like strain your neck. You're just putting it in place, okay? For your thoracic spine or your upper back, this part right here, what I want you to do is just make sure that your shoulders are not super far back like that, because that can cause impingement. Just to your side, and then shoulder blades are pinched, okay? Core is tight. Don't let the rib cage come up too high like that or round too low. You want in between, just keep it straight. And then the lower back, you never want that lower back to arch right here or too much of this position right here. Keep it nice and straight, have that natural curve in that lower back. What I'll do is I'll take my arms and I'll actually kind of pull my arms back like this, and then I'll pull down, kind of like I'm doing a straight arm lat pull. When I do that, I'm tightening this part right here, and then I'm tightening my core, make sure my chin is in place, then I'm grabbing that bar, and then I'm coming up like this. See this? Boom. All I'm doing is I'm pushing through my feet like I'm leg pressing the earth, and I'm squeezing my glutes at the top. Another thing I want you guys to remember, when you do this, do not hyperextend that spine. Don't overly hyperextend it like that. That is bad as well. You want to make sure you're not overly hyperextending. You also want to make sure you're not picking it up like this, okay? This way your spine is curved like that. This way, right here, your spine is arching back and hyperextending. Both are not good. Remember, you want that happy medium. All right, now, the reason I like to use rack pulls, also on top of being a little bit more protective for my spine and my lower back, is I can go heavier in that weight. So I can train my central nervous system to lift heavier. Let's say if I'm trying to do other lifts like sumo deadlifts, conventional deadlifts, fully roll to the ground. It can even transfer down to simply just holding dumbbells for rows, for shrugs, things like that, things where your grip kind of starts to give out. So we want to make sure that our grip is strong. This can help strengthen that grip as well. Now, the next exercise that we're doing today, one of my favorite exercises for legs is called the Sumo Deadlift. Now, with the Sumo Deadlift, your feet position are going to be a little wider than conventional. My feet are pointed out this way. And when I come down my knees, it's very important your knees line up with your toes, not in like that. If they're in like that, you're putting too much pressure on the knee ligaments and you can tear those. So make sure that they're lined up with your toes. Now, same thing as with the conventional deadlift, I will do the chin tuck. See that? I will keep my thoracic spine, my upper back nice and neutral, and my core is flat and tight. I'm going to pinch my shoulder blades again, bring it down like that, and keeping it nice and tight. Now, if you're more advanced, you really don't have to do that to activate it. You can just get into position like that, but it just helps when you're a beginner, okay? Now, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna grab that bar like this, and I'm coming up like that. See that? When we're performing sumo deadlifts, what I want you guys to notice is that my eyes, because I'm coming down lower than with a rack pull, my eyes travel down and up. See this? This is what you want. This is not what you want. That neck is not protected, putting too much strain right here. All right, so there you guys go for the sumo deadlifts. The next exercise, and you guys are gonna probably be like making fun of me because I'm lifting super light with this one, is the stiff leg Romanian deadlift. The reason why I choose to kind of lift lighter with these is because studies kind of show that whenever you put your spine in this position right here, this is a normal, natural hip hinge movement right here. You want to be able to do this movement, but when you put, studies show that when you put your body in this position, you're loading up that lower back with way too much pressure, and over time you can break that back down, especially like the disc. You can compromise the disc in between the vertebrae. Oftentimes what happens, this, let's say your spine, you got a vertebrae right here, got that gelatin-like disc right here. Now, this part right here, let's say this is the back of your body. Oftentimes when you're hinging over like this, you're putting a lot of pressure right here on the back of the disc. And the disc is made up of basically two things. You have the annulus, which is basically like a fibrous, stronger like layer that encapsulates like gelatin kind of like base called the nucleus. Now, with too much pressure, you can actually tear that annulus or cause a strain on that, and that can bulge out. We don't want that. Most people don't really realize this, but a lot of people actually already have bulges or already have like a little bit of degeneration in between their vertebrae, even if you look at 18-year-olds, you know? But the thing is that we want to keep, we're working out to be strong, and we want to stay strong and keep this region, especially your spine, from degenerating and breaking down over time. So my thing is, we want to work with the stiff leg Romanian deadlift. We want to work the natural movement right here of a hip hinge, and we want to keep these muscles strong enough to do that movement with a little bit of applied weight, but we don't want to overstress or overstrain it. See, with the rack pull that we just did and the sumo deadlift that we just did, we can load our bodies up because our spine is in a better position. But when we're not bending over like that, but when we go into a hip hinge, it's a little bit more compromised, okay? Does that make sense? So basically, that's why I choose, and I suggest for you guys, if you're gonna do this movement, to not max out on this lift, okay? And I'm gonna get a lot of heat, there's gonna be probably a little controversy about this, because a lot of people like to lift heavy, they like to max out with this lift, and they don't think that that is a problem. But me personally, I feel like it is. And you know, I am an expert as far as like exercise science goes. I am a kinesiologist. I've got my degree in exercise science based off of what I've kind of accumulated from working alongside with physical therapists and talking to them. I actually hire a physical therapist to help coach me so I can understand the human body better. Helps me out with my clients a lot better, and helps me out with my own workouts as well. Remember, I'm in this for longevity. I'm in this for like I want to be lifting weights, and I want to be strong, and I want to be buff for the rest of my life. But that's what I've kind of come up with, and that's my conclusion, is I feel like it is, based off of my knowledge, not a good idea to max out on stiff leg Romanian deadlifts. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys accumulated a lot of knowledge from what I had to say about these 3 different exercises. And if you guys have any questions, if you guys are feeling stuck, feel free to message me on my Instagram. My Instagram is kavi.thewolf.sing. Just feel free to add me as a friend, and then make sure to just send me a DM or comment on one of my posts. I'll get back to you for right now. And don't forget, before you leave this video today, to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click the bell handle because that'll give you a notification for when I bring out my next video.